Hi, I'm Jamie. Happy Tourette's Awareness... Hi, I'm Jamie. Happy Tourette's Awareness Month 2018. Happy Tourette's Awareness Month 2018. Hi, I'm Jamie. You heard me right, folks. It is Tourette's Awareness Month 2018, which means that it's actually been roughly 2 years since I started very inconsistently uploading videos to this YouTube channel. So in light of this, the 2-year anniversary of this channel, I've decided to put together a video addressing a topic that lots and lots of people have asked me to do over the last couple of years, and that is, what are my tics? For the most part, they are very subtle. Every once in a while, I will kind of hit a point where there are a few days of very intense neck things or shoulder things, or I had a yelling tic that popped up for like a week and a half and then kind of went back into my throat. It comes to the front of my mouth and I have to yell, but then like if I can kind of relax enough, I can do something like I don't even know how I move these things in my throat. Even when my tics are at their lowest point, when they are at their least intrusive, I do things like this, and my go-to vocal tic is which, yeah, it's annoying, but given some of the tics I've had in the past, which involved like jaw snapping, I actually used to tense my jaw so much that I would have points where I couldn't open my mouth. I used to vocalize in class in ways that sounded more like I was laughing or guffawing at a teacher, and fun fact, teachers don't like it when you laugh at them in the middle of class. I spent a lot of time getting benched or getting scolded by teachers for things that I had basically no control over, although I will admit that I was also kind of a class clown. Well, you know, if I make myself the center of attention from the beginning of my own volition, then nobody will think it's weird when I'm just making weird noises in the middle of class. Don't do that. If you have Tourette's and you're in school right now, you're welcome to do that. You can do whatever you want, but personal recommendation from the fact that it led to people not taking me very seriously and treating me in a way that I didn't want to be treated. Maybe don't make yourself the center of attention and just talk about having Tourette's. You can just talk about having Tourette's. It's okay. I needed to be better about that. But I have had Tourette's. I was diagnosed in 2nd grade in 2002, so I am now 24 years old. I have had Tourette's for 16 years. And in these 16 years, I have gone through a whole bunch of very strange, very interesting tics. And so, in honor of this Tourette's Awareness Month, I have decided to make a list of my top 5 strangest tics of all time. Starting now. Number 5. Remember Ed, Edd, and Eddy? I know that my audience does skew a bit younger, so there actually is the chance that you don't know what Ed, Edd, and Eddy is. It was a cartoon on Cartoon Network in the mid-2000s that had a very distinct art style and great, memorable characters. It's worth checking out, but for the purposes of this specific segment, all you really need to know is that the theme song ended with this. A lot of my tics in my life have involved my mouth and my lips. I've done horse noises, I've done beatboxing, I've done, whatever this is. So that bit from the end of the theme song fit pretty well in with what I was already doing, and it kind of made a home there. It pops up every once in a while. I tend to do it with like, it goes, which I don't know where the pop comes from. I think it's just kind of my own little flourish, my Tourette's-y flourish at the end, but whatever it is, it makes me feel good when I do it. So, Tourette's, man, I don't know. Number 4. My back is a nightmare. I know that's like, oh, yeah, oh, my back, oh, it's so sore. Everyone has a sore back. It's part of living in the 21st century with smartphones. But I'm telling you, from experience, from going to people whose entire job is to, like, touch people's back and be like, this is what's up with your back. They touch my back and they're like, this is made out of stone. Which, you know, I'm jacked, what can I say? But I'm not. And that's the problem, is I am not working out my back a whole lot, intentionally. I have parts of my back and muscles in my back that I kind of tweak and shift constantly in such a way that I am always tense no matter what. But there is one specific tic that hits all the different kind of tingly Tourette's spots in my back, and it's this. So basically what's going on here is I'm hitting a spot with I pull this thing and it hits a spot under my shoulder blade. My wrists are getting stuff done. There's also spots here and here that are being hit. For the most part, I almost never do that in public because it's very, very easy to see that I'm doing something strange. And so I normally resort to kind of addressing each of those spots individually by rolling my shoulders back, rolling my wrists, doing my neck. You might not necessarily recognize it because it is a bit warped and I have changed it over time to better satisfy my personal needs. But the way that that tic started was when I went to see Night at the Museum starring Ben Stiller. After I saw it, I started doing this too, and it is boom, boom, firepower, which is just so goddamn annoying. And I used to say boom, boom, firepower with it because that was like satisfying. The ya is like it's saying ya. I have a whole weird thing with specific sounds and the way they fit together, and it's part of why I love doing poetry, but also it's really terrible when I'm just trying to form basic cohesive sentences, and probably part of why I have so much trouble sitting down and making videos. Number 3. Snarf. Snarf is a character from Thundercats, but the reason that I said Snarf was not because of Thundercats. I was copying the Robot Chicken version of Snarf, who is a parody of Snarf and makes fun of how much he says snarf, so I was actually snarfing more than Snarf snarfed. It was actually quite subtle. I would sneak snarfs in between sentences, at the end of my sentences, while someone was talking to me, I would snarf to the side. Gently snarfing, the Jamie Sanders story. I don't really have much more to say on it, aside from the fact that I am sick of Snarf. I never liked Snarf to begin with. Number 2. Buttscratcher. Buttscratcher! Buttscratcher is from a Family Guy bit, which involves Peter Griffin going to a sporting event and he is selling butt scratchers. Butt scratcher! And it's really interesting because it's a call response. Butt scratcher! Butt scratcher! And part of this came from the fact that I was immature and I was a kid, but it came from something deeper within. It was tied to the Tourette's because when someone said butt scratcher to me, it wasn't just like, oh, I'll always respond. It was like, no, I will always respond. So naturally, my best friend Reeves, shout out to Reeves, at any point that it was possible, particularly during a quiet class or when we were taking a test or when I was talking to someone about something else, he would just kind of slip in just a little butt scratcher, butt scratcher, butt scratcher, and then I would keep going. You know, it's a back and forth, and he says it different ways, and there are different intonations, and the different intonations each make me feel a different way. So it's butt scratcher, butt scratcher, butt scratcher. There are some things that I repeat over and over again. I get the same pitch as the voice. I'm basically mimicking the sounds. But with stuff like Buttscratcher and Snarf and even the Ed, Edd n Eddy sound, it's more like I have this memory of it as something that satisfies my Tourette's, and I use that as a starting point, and then I'm just ticking, kind of using that as an enabler. Buttscratcher. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Jamie Sanders' #1 strangest tic of all time. Just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid. Just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid. But the way that it goes in my head is just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid. Just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid. Just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and just like, and I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid is my Tourette's at its purest form. It hits on all the little things, the intonations, the speed, the t, the k. It's all in there, and for as long as I can remember thinking about tics and having tics, that strange string of words, some of them profane, surprise, have existed in my head. I realized I don't really tell people about this one because it's part of my subtext now, but there was a long period of my life where I would whisper it over and over again, or I would say it over and over again while I thought no one was paying attention. Sometimes they were. Not fun. But yeah, just like an I mean like, but you know like, and a fucking freaking stinking stupid. So those are my strangest tics, but I am very aware that I am not the only person on Earth with Tourette's syndrome. If you have Tourette's or another tic-based disorder, let me know, what is your strangest tic? What are your strangest tics of all time? I've never talked about my tics, my strangest tics in particular, on this wide of a scale, so I'm really excited to see what the response is. So if you like what I'm doing here, you can let me know by hitting the like button. If you want to see more videos that I make, I'm trying to put out another video before the end of Tourette's Awareness Month, so I have about a week. I think I can make it. So if you want to see that, you can hit the subscribe button, but you won't be notified about it unless you also hit the little bell next to it. So, you know, you do your thing. I trust you. You'll figure it out. But until next time, I'm Jamie. This is a video, and I'll see you in the next one.